All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Hero. We're here in Dragonflight Beta. I'm checking out Sub Rogue's AoE profile, really enjoying it, and I want to show you some footage while I talk about what I like about this spec, how maybe the numbers have come up as we've gotten access to different pieces, some of my thinking about Rogue in general. I know I did a single target video way back on Sub, but here's the AoE stuff that I want to chat about. The talent breakdown that I use for this dungeon is as follows. I think you can also make use of flagellation, which gives you a little bit more to do and produces a higher burst profile because you get lots of stacks of mastery with this gameplay. But nevertheless, let's get it going. I do want to show you a few pulls. I died in the opener because someone came to my door with a package in the middle of my footage. It's really awkward. You got to go get it. Anyways, two main takeaways for me about Sub Rogue AoE that I really love. Number one, the floor is very, very straightforward. Build with one AoE button, spend with another. That's it. Fire off shurikens, you can see here in the icons as they go by. It's a very similar idea. Build with Shuriken Storm, press Black Powder. Build with Shuriken Storm, press Black Powder. I tried to do some rupture work throughout this dungeon, but frankly, until we get to like high fortified, I don't think it's going to be quite as valuable. Although it's there. You have some rupture cleave options. If you have access to flagellation, obviously this is going to be modified by adding in flagellation at the beginning of the pull so that you can build up big mastery stacks. Being able to build 7 combo points and then spend them is amazing for flagellation. So if you want giant bursts like Fury Warrior's 800k damage, for Sub Rogue the way to do that is to grab that extra talent. But as a floor, that allows you to do some awesome things because that build spend strategy works amazing no matter where you are in the dungeon, which makes positioning so much easier for you as a Sub Rogue. Assassination needs to hit specific targets and really manage their targeting to get good garrotes and good ruptures. I mean, Carnage is great too, but outside of Carnage, you still have to do some of that extra work. And the single target converted through Flurry of Outlaw Rogue means you also have to be on target, although they do get some more range with some of the class talents, so it's not so bad for Outlaw. Outlaw's fine. It's just also a higher APM build. You're doing a lot more button mashing. You have, dread blades and big cooldowns to constantly be rotating through. Sub Rogue feels so smooth to me, guys. It makes sense. And then on top of that baseline of simple build spend, you have a couple of extra lovely layers you can add to complicate your gameplay. You can see me showing you here Tornado and Secret Technique, both of which have to be managed. Tornado is very unique in that it is doing the building part for you, and when you manage it correctly in AoE, every single one of those 4 sprays is going to give you max combo points. So what you want to be doing is essentially pressing Tornado and then preparing to press Black Powder 4 times in a row in rapid succession. Secret Technique is really cool because you cool it down as you're doing your rotation. So making sure you manage that properly means essentially firing it off on cooldown, lining it up with Dance and Symbols of Death, but not holding onto it for too long. So those extra layers on top give it some flavor. And in Mythic Plus, guys, this thing's slapping. I'm frequently in 120 to 130k DPS range. I don't think this dungeon actually does it as much justice. I got much better at it. And if you do use flagellation at the beginning of a pull, especially on Fortified, you will see giant rewards from this because you'll be able to, put your mastery way through the roof. Obviously, haste is basically a non-starter for sub rogues, which means gearing can actually be, legitimate. We're not only looking for best eye level, we're trying to get rid of haste because of how much value we get out of mastery and crit specifically. So there is just that nice smoothness to sub rogue that is very attractive. Its single target profile is fine as well. Even if you are indexing entirely into a Mythic Plus build, you can probably produce in 390 something like 40k single target on a boss fight, which is fine for where we're at in the expansion as we prep and plan. You can see here, let me just get you through to the boss fight. Boss fight's coming in. We get good burst in the opener with Shadow Blades, obviously, and then we're just doing normal Sub-Rogue stuff, cooling things down, firing off our Shadow Dances, making sure Secret Techniques on CD. It's very clean in its rotation. You can see here something like 40 to 50k burst, landing us around 40k at the end of the fight. This is a pull that showcases some of the higher damage profiles. You can expect to do this kind of a pull in a high Mythic Plus. Obviously, kicks need to be done properly, but here's the burst with Tornado. You could see me able to just slam out 3 black powders after the secret technique right in succession. Great burst profile. It's awesome. And what I love about Sub-Rogue is, like Outlaw and like Assassination, you have so many great tools to offer the group, but it's paired together with a very straightforward build spend approach. So you can focus on kicking. You can focus on stunning. You, because of Shadow Dance, are in cheap shot range so much more often than the other specs who have to vanish to produce the same effect. Shadow Dance, you can just Shadow Dance and cheap shot a mob to do a lot of control, and it doesn't take away in a significant way from your damage. Really, really fun, guys. I enjoy, personally, those added pieces to Mythic Plus. Watching out for my friends. Where are they doing? What mobs are dangerous? Which ones need to be tied down? Should we blind out here? Can I step out to grab this mob? Kick it. If we want gouge, we have that if we need it as well. All these tools make sub so smooth. The other specs have great stuff too. There's nothing wrong with Outlaw. I just find it a little bit too APM pressurized for my taste. And Assassination with its silences are also great, but I have to still learn and really focus on getting all of the extra tools they have access to. Not just Carnage and Kingsbane, but things like Anima Charging in Mythic Plus, uses of T, make Assassination a really high skill check, and I gotta work on it. I'm not there yet. But Sub-Rogue for me is a great starting place, and if you haven't checked out their AoE profile and you want a place to begin, it's very smooth, and I would recommend you try it out. So I want to move forward. I think I got hit by the boss here, or something. I want to move forward to the final packs and talk a little. I think I show you some of the CC that I was talking about in these later pulls. This is a great example, by the way. These mobs here are going to completely clap people in Mythic Plus on Fortified Weeks. And we have a lot of great tools. Both our kidney shots, our kicks for these missiles, and our cheap shots are invaluable because these spins really wreck our ability to be in melee. Notice I can be at ranged and still producing damage because all I'm relying on is pressing an AoE builder and an AoE spender. I love that part of this spec. I'm looking forward to testing it out some more, and it's really growing on me as a DPS class that I might think about for Dragonflight. So I'll just close by fast forwarding through this damage. If you guys are interested in Sub-Rogue, check it out. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Love to hear your feedback about Mythic Plus. I'm sure I'm not actually playing this as well as I could, but I'm having a blast. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.